Hello everyone, my name's Daniel, and I'm hiking Porcupine Mountain right now with the lovely, if I can find her, the lovely Emmeline Meister, who's my partner today. So I think, partner every day. Sorry, this is my wife. She's wonderful. I think, so this trail that we're taking you on right now, I think this might be one of the beautifulest views that you can find in Fredericton. I hope I can do it justice. I'm not a videographer or a photographer at all. I just got this action camera. A little bit of a sob story. My wife and I, so we've been married since 2019, and we're both students, so we decided to do our honeymoon in May of 2020, which of course did not happen because of the pandemic. And so this past January 2022, we almost had a redo. We were going to go on a cruise with my family, and of course to go on the cruise ship you have to do a COVID test, which makes sense. And we did said COVID test and tested positive for COVID-19. We're both asymptomatic. So Emmeline was the one that tested positive. I never tested positive, but we were both asymptomatic. We've had negative tests since then. Anyways, long story short, we couldn't go on this cruise. So I, in preparation for the cruise, I'd bought this camera that I'm filming my video on today. Hopefully you can hear me pretty well. I know the snow's crunching, but this is the Qeeo Brave 7 that I'm filming on, and I was looking forward to getting some cool footage, tropical footage down in the Caribbean, but instead, here's my first video, is us taking a hike in New Brunswick. So we're excited because this is actually our first time being outside in over 2 weeks. We've been quarantined for 2 weeks with COVID, and in that time I've watched some videos on how to film a vlog, so hopefully this is interesting to you guys. And I'm hoping that I can use this kind of as a guide of how to hike this trail, because there isn't really any information online on how to hike this trail. There's a PDF file that can be found somewhere. I was looking for it, couldn't find it. But it's a really beautiful spot. And like I said, I think probably the #1 view you can get in the Fredericton region. So that's it for me for now. But thanks for giving me the chance to talk to you. I'll just show you. So we're walking up pretty steep right now, but the view at the top is going to be totally worth it. So it looks like we are the first person to be breaking this trail since the last snowfall. So this may be an adventure. Eventually it's going to connect up with some ATV trails. So hopefully it will be easier going later on. So we might show you the video, put the video of this in, but we've done this trail twice now. And each time there's 2 entrances. So you go up the first entrance and you go up about 20 meters and it turns slightly to the right. And then there's just this creepy RV in the middle of the woods. And first time we did the trail, we thought, is this the entrance? So we started just kind of like bushwhacking, just making our way through the woods. It's not the entrance. If you do see the RV that I'm talking about, just go back to the main ATV trail, keep following the mountain up, and eventually you'll find another path off to the left, and that's the trail that you actually want to take. But here we are, and we're excited to show you our adventures. The tree jumped up and attacked Emmeline. I'll avoid it. What are your thoughts on the hike so far, Emmeline?
I'm having a good time. It's not the easiest hike in the world, but that might be because I was in quarantine for 2 weeks and only had an elliptical, and that doesn't quite replicate this type of hike. But I'm making the most of what we got, and I'm enjoying the views, and I'm gonna be excited for when we get to the top. We can have a campfire and then go down.
So we reached the ATV trail again. Fun fact, so if you head down this way, there's actually a beaver pond at the bottom. But we've decided that the extra up and down is not for us today. But if this is your first time hiking this, it's a cool place to check out. We're actually pretty much almost at our lookout. So we'll see you when we get there. Just coming up on the viewpoint right now. You see the two benches. Here, and look at that. Incredible. Like I said, I hope I can do this justice, but so you've got in the distance there, you have the St. John River. And then right in front of us, that's actually another hiking area. Is it Wolastoq Park? Is that what that's called? Yeah. So we have Wolastoq Park is right in front of us that you're overlooking. There's some beautiful 6K, I think 8K hikes in there as well. It's beautiful. See forever.
think it was like right around this time last year that we did this hike, like
Yeah.
beginning of the year.
I think so.
We have that picture from our scrapbook.
At the very beginning, yeah. Just hanging out here, letting our campfire die out. We're hoping to stay until sunset. I've heard that there's a beautiful, you can get a beautiful view of the sunset here, but it's getting a little cold. So we're probably gonna head off down that way. Excited to have some downhill after the uphill at the beginning, and we'll take some video and let you know when we get back to the car. So we're almost back at the car. Our faces and our hands have almost frozen off by now, but we've made it. You can see our car Mila in the distance coming up. Here's the wrong turn we took at the beginning. Yeah, that's it. Let's turn the camera around, and it was a fun hike. Emmeline, how long was the hike?
It was 3.8 kilometers.
3.8, so not that long of a hike. Definitely a good day trip though, or just an afternoon trip. And some uphill, so some challenging. You know, I think the hike itself isn't the highlight of this trip. It's definitely that viewpoint at the end. So would recommend checking that out, whether you do the hike or not. But I'll put it together a PDF of some kind showing where we hiked. And yeah, so that's it for now. But thank you. Bye. So I promised I'd include directions on how to hike this trail. So first off, how do you get to the trailhead? So coming from Fredericton, you want to go down the Handwell Road until you get to Maseral Settlement Road. You'll turn right onto Maseral Settlement Road and travel approximately 6.6 kilometers is what Google's telling me, down Maseral Settlement Road until you get to Mountain Road on your left. So turn left up Mountain Road and travel up Mountain Road for approximately 1 kilometer. Eventually get to a point where the road splits, and you can just park there either on the side of the road or off to the left of the road. Once you've gotten out of your car, you're going to continue up Mountain Road for maximum a couple hundred meters. You're going to pass a couple of trails off to the left. You don't want to take the first trail. That will just lead you up to an abandoned lot with an RV. You want to take the second trail on your left. Once you've gotten to that trail, follow that trail for approximately 1 kilometer, and eventually you'll meet up with another ATV trail, a larger ATV trail. At this point, you have two choices. You can either go downhill to the left, and that will take you after a couple hundred meters to the beaver pond that I mentioned in my video, or you can turn to the right, and after a kilometer, you'll arrive at the lookout. Take the time to admire the view, and once you're done there, just continue along the ATV trail, and that will eventually connect you once again with Mountain Road. Just continue following Mountain Road downwards, and eventually you'll reach your vehicle. If you don't want to do the whole loop, you can also just continue up Mountain Road until you see the large ATV trail off to your left, and follow that trail up for a couple hundred meters, and you will eventually reach the lookout. So that route will take approximately 1 kilometer, so it's slightly shorter of a hike if you just want to see the lookout. Thank you for giving me the chance to explain the trail today. This is my first video on this channel, so if you enjoyed it, please let me know in the comments, and take the time to like the video and subscribe, as I'll be trying to post more guides and more vlogs on this channel.